Let's talk about simplifying fractions and word problems. At a Trailblazer versus Warriors game, Stephen Curry made 10 out of 20 field goal attempts for the Warriors. Al-Farouq Aminu made 5 out of 10 field goal attempts for the Trailblazers. Write the number of field goals made by each player as a fraction. Are these fractions equivalent? What does this tell us about these players' performance? Give this problem a try by pressing pause on the video. First, we need to think about how we'll set up our numbers. We want to know how many each player successfully got into the hoop. This would be our numerator. The denominator is how many times each player tried. We can write this as field goals made out of field goals attempted. Going back to the problem, I can see that Stephen made 10. This is my numerator. The 20 is my denominator. Let's set up Al-Farouq Aminu. Looking at the problem, we can see that he made 5 shots out of 10 tries. The 5 is my numerator, and the denominator is the 10 shots he tried for. Now we need to simplify each one, and we'll compare each answer. Starting with Stephen, I can break the numerator 10 into 5 times 2. I can then break the denominator 20 into 5 times 2 times 2. Do you see any copycat ones or a quantity of 1? I do too. We can divide these out and replace them with a 1. When I multiply across, I can see this leaves me with a 1 out of 2 shots, or 1/2. Down there to Al-Farouq, we can factor 5 out into 5 times 1. The 10 we can factor into 5 times 2. Do you see any copycat ones? Yep, the 5 matches up. We can divide them out and replace them with a 1. Now when we multiply, we can see his shots are similar to Stephen's, 1 out of 2. Going back to the problem, the question also asks us to consider what these numbers tell us about each player's performance. Let's imagine for a minute. Both players are shooting out on the court. We know from doing the math that they both made about half of the field goals. Do you think they have a similar skill set when it comes to field goals? We could share with our teacher that both players make half of their field goals in the game. When given the chance, we can count on them making 1 out of 2 shots. So it'd be important for us to write on our paper, when given the chance, both players will shoot 1 out of 2 field goals. They have a similar success rate. The U.S. interstate speed limit in 15 states is 55 miles per hour. In simplest form, what fraction of states have a speed limit of 55 miles per hour? Pause the video and give it a try on your own. Sometimes when I look at a word problem, I have to get rid of distracting thoughts and then read it again. Right now I'm thinking 55 is so slow for an interstate. An interstate is like a freeway. There are no stoplights and you can access them from on-off ramps. It makes me wonder how many speeding tickets they pass out each month because I'm sure other people would feel like it's slow. But now it's time for me to refocus again. I'll read it again. The U.S. interstate speed limit in 15 states is 55 miles per hour. In simplest form, what fraction of states have a speed limit of 55 miles per hour? Imagine we're looking at a map of the U.S. If I was to highlight which states have a speed limit of 55 in them, I'd see 15, right? How many states are there in the U.S.? There are 50. The problem wants to know how many of them have this speed limit, but written in fraction form, and then we have to simplify it. Let's set up the problem. My numerator is the amount of states that have 55 miles per hour speed limits on their interstates. The denominator is the total amount of states in the U.S. This is 15 out of the 50 states. Now let's simplify. For 15, my factors are 3 times 5. For 50, my factors are 5 times 10. I could also write 10 as 5 times 2. Do you see any copycat ones? No? Actually, Actually, they are in there. Because of the laws of multiplication, we can rewrite them so we can see them easier. 3 times 5 and 10 times 5. Now the 5s are lined up. I can divide out the 5s and replace them with a quantity of 1. There, now we are left with 3 out of 10 states. That's our simplified fraction and answer.
Do you have a child that could benefit from multisensory math? Come take our quiz to find out if Made for Math is right for you.